This lesson is part of Media, Mobiles, and Ministry, which is a curriculum set of over 40 lesson plans covering 4 different topic areas: foundations of media ministry, mobile ministry, social media ministry, and do-it-yourself mobile media creation. You can find more information at www.mobmin.org/train.
Facebook has been around for quite some time now, and although Facebook profiles are still a major focus for many users, others with questions about faith are regularly searching for and following Facebook pages as part of their journey of discovery and an attempt to find community. Creating a ministry page gives you the option to develop a brand message in a public space, to deepen context and develop new ones through interactions, shares, and advertisements. This is lesson number 7 in the social media series, which will review both Facebook profiles and pages. You're welcome. What are our training objectives? We hope that we can develop an understanding of how our target audience uses Facebook. We'd like to learn to engage with members of audience on Facebook and evaluate use of personal profile versus page in ministry context. As well as this, we'd like to learn some best practices for creating a ministry page, and we'd like to encourage you to create a set of posts that would be suitable for Facebook account outreach. Personal profiles. A Facebook profile is a personal account assigned to you when you sign up to Facebook. You can connect with your family, friends, and colleagues. You're able to see personal posts and updates from your friends in your newsfeed, as well as share your own photos and your posts. Our personal profiles are usually aimed at sharing things which are of interest to us and things which our group of friends will enjoy engaging with. But most of our personal profiles have a range of mixed messages, rather than speaking one voice to answer the questions and needs of other people. Our personal profiles reflect our relationships in a broken world. Therefore, we should aim to post things which reflect our faith and values, simply becoming a positive influence. In some of our contexts, it's not wise or safe to have a very clear gospel message, but that usually does not prevent us from speaking the truth in love and giving people something to think about. After all, our social media presence should reflect our character, our godly character. A Facebook page is a page created on Facebook that's separate from your personal profile. Once your Facebook page is set up, you can begin to promote your page to gain more likes. Pages were designed with the idea of providing answers to people's questions and creating a sense of community. Developing a meaningful outreach via Facebook is a time-consuming effort, but it can bring rich rewards in terms of seed sowing and development of believers. But one page is a not catch-all tool. You need to think clearly about the direction that you want your page to take and what hope that it will achieve. We often talk about our Facebook page, but in Facebook language we're meaning profile. As we saw and heard, this is where we share our story and live life with our friends. We can only have a maximum of 5,000 friends. A page, therefore, is designed to carry a message about a business, a cause, or even a celebrity. They do not gain friends. Instead, people are invited to like and become fans. There is no limit to the number of fans a page can have. One page will not reach the entire world, nor will it meet the needs of all our target audience. A personal profile can be a great place to start for influencing friends, but a move towards broader sowing of the seed, a branded page, is more suitable. Take, for example, Jesus Daily is one of the most successful pages people are engaging with, even in their posts in closed countries. Within 2 years of its launch, it had more shares and comments around the world than pages of some of the biggest music stars who have huge followings on social media. Therefore, it's important to note our page needs to have a clear message to set it apart and make it attractive to people. One way to develop your page's message and to make sure that it appeals to your audience is through research. Research. The action of setting up a page can be carried out in a few minutes, but to be effective, there needs to be a lot of research and clear thinking before you set up online. Hopefully in this session we will outline some of these things to think about. Your page firstly needs to fit your audience's needs. So before launching a page, find out what kind of pages your contacts follow, what works in their context. Take time to look at your followers' profiles and see what they are following. Learn from this. The more you know about the audience, the easier it will be to post content which will be of interest to them. Discover as much as you can about how they use Facebook. The need to stay up to date. Running a page takes a huge amount of investment and time, energy. So we need to count the cost before we launch. Will we have everything we need from content creation to moderation and advertising, as well as responding to posts? Because Facebook is changing constantly, and the way people use it is changing. So we must stay up to date. Does it work to be a leader in using new tools, or should we follow the habits of our target audience? Their situation will shape in the approach we do, which will bring most growth and engagement. Simply, we need to try new things. What is our aim? Consider your aim in setting up a page. Who are your audience, and where do you want them to go on their journey through your page? What are their interests now, and how will you draw them into conversations? Make sure you have a plan for follow-up. What is our aim? Security can be a real issue. Think through how it will affect your ministry and wider team, as well as the people that you're trying to reach. If your page is likely to get negative replies, you might want to think about limiting replies so that only they become visible after the page administrator has viewed them. So think carefully about your security content before going live. If a page is traced back to you, what impact will it have on your situation, your team situation? Content. Content is a big one because you know what? One page does not fit all. Take the time to think about your audience, who they are, what are their interests, and where you hope their journey on your page will take them. Your page should fit your ministry goals, yes, but most importantly, you should lead people further along on their search for truth and their relationship with God. So plan your content. Vary the types of posts that you will use, but try to find a regular time slot that you know that your target audience will be online. Having scheduled posts set for a week in advance gives you the time to think and concentrate on follow-up. It's important that we vary the types of media that we use. Adding a picture to a post is more likely to get engagement than just simple text alone, and videos are even better. But when you use music and videos, think about the bandwidth of your followers. Can they actually watch it? Can they actually engage with your material? Short videos are more likely to be watched all the way through than ones which are longer than 3 minutes. Let's make use of special holidays and religious festivals to post suitable content like Christmas or Easter or other religious events. Be spontaneous, react to events and show the audience that you're following what's happening. Don't let it go unnoticed on your page. Now we're going into a section on how to grow your audience. Firstly, we're thinking about building your likes. So invite contacts and their friends to like your page. When you first go live with your page, take time to build your audience by exploring the profiles of your followers and those who comment. Encourage people to like your page. Secondly, we need to think about a call to action. After we've invited people to like our page, we need to get our followers to do something. We should use open questions. Encourage them to share our page. Present an action step like sign up for a Bible study. As you see from this Spotlight Radio page, they've got an image and some words and a call to action. Practice your English. Use the word band in a sentence. Create a buzz. By posting often and having your post shared, you will create a buzz which will draw people to your page. So don't be afraid to invite others to your page. Through this, you'll be able to create a uniqueness that will draw people to your page and will be able to lead your followers on a journey. Hashtags. The use of hashtags creates a buzz and makes your post searchable by others who are looking for the same kind of information. This can be a great way to grow your page. You can make use of the ones that are already trending, such as entertainment, general, tech, social change, or you can create your own hashtags and encourage your users to share them. Budget. We all love to talk about budget, don't we? You can set aside a budget for boosting posts and doing Facebook alerts. This can be done with a low budget if you select your audience carefully. When you use adverts, study the options carefully to make sure that they go to the people that you're trying to reach and not just to as many people as possible. Being salt and light. We're called to be salt and light, so that our presence on social media should reflect that too. Posting regularly and responding in love to posts, even negative ones, is part of our witness. Our reason for being on social media is to draw people closer to God. Questions and action steps are part of that dialogue. Give people opportunities to meet the Lord. These action steps can include things like signing up for a course, joining a Bible study, or if our geography and security situation allow, actual face-to-face meetings. Encourage your followers to share what they are learning, repost or share your posts, and even tell their friends and family. We need to do a bit of scrolling. We need to check our page regularly for comments and posts from others. React quickly and appropriately to them. Always in love. Your page should be drawing people deeper on their faith journey. So do some scrolling. And we need to consider. Count the time and cost and energy. It's difficult for one person to maintain a page. The speed of reply to people's messages will be used by Facebook to count how good a page you have. What kind of content will you use? If you need to develop all of your content alone, this makes for a heavy workload. Pages which post more often will tend to have a bigger audience and have more interaction. A daily post is good minimum, 3 posts a week is getting very low, and anything less will tend not to grow. So maybe your first step should be to develop a team. Teamwork. Teamwork can be intensive. Running a page can be intensive. But Facebook will rate your page and how quickly you respond to messages. Your followers will also sense too if you are not responding quickly enough. So to create and grow a page as an outreach tool demands a huge amount of work. The research, of the creating media to share, moderating, following conversations, as well as advertising all takes time. As we heard before, maybe putting a team together is the best thing that you can do. And Facebook understands that it's a lot of work to run a page, and it gives you the option to share out the workload by having different people take on different roles. For example, admin, editor, moderator, advertiser, analyst. The role of the moderator is key if you need to check people's posts before they become visible. This can become a good idea if your page is likely to attract a lot of negative or hostile posts. So under the settings, if you check the various roles, Facebook will give a description of what they can do. Setting up a page is not a very complicated process, so we will watch this next 4-minute video which will give us some guidelines.
Okay, so the first step in our goal of creating Facebook ads is to create a Facebook page. In order to create a Facebook page, you have to have your own personal account. A Facebook page needs to be created from a personal account. So if you're logged into Facebook, if you go to the upper right corner of your Facebook screen, you can go and select Create Page. After you select Create Page, you're going to have option to choose which kind of organization or page or cause that you're involved in. In the case of the page I created, I went here to Company, Organization, or Institution. And then within this, you'll need to choose a category. And for the page we did, we chose a religious organization because our primary purpose is promoting the availability of scripture and other resources in languages of Mexico. Now, once you do that, then you'll need to put in a company name here, and then you can click Get Started, and then you'll go through a series of pages in order to create that page. In the process of creating a page and in running your first ad, it may be necessary to verify your identity. Facebook may ask you for a copy of your identity and ask you some questions about what you're doing. But I found it to be a pretty simple process that didn't take a lot of time. So once you've created your page, it's good to look at some of the main settings of the page. So you can click settings here, and we'll look at some of the key settings. One important point is that the Facebook page you create, so in this case, it's called Biblia en Lenguas de Mexico, Bible in Languages of Mexico. The Facebook page that you create is not publicly linked to your personal account in any way. Your page does have to be sponsored by a person, but publicly that connection is not seen. Now, there's a lot of options here. One I want to mention, maybe this is the key one, is looking at who's in charge of the page. So if you've created the page out of your personal account, you are the administrator. Now, you can also add other administrators, and you can add people for other roles as well. You've got editors, moderators, advertisers, analysts, live contributors. And Facebook will give you a brief explanation here about what each of those involves. Now, even if you created the page and you are the first administrator, you can add other administrators here, and they can administrate the page with you. You can also be removed as administrator of the page. So for the page to continue, it does not depend on your personal account being linked to the page. The page can be passed on to others for administration. Okay, a couple of other options to consider. One is a question of who can post to the page. You have an option here to either allow visitors to the page to publish posts or to disable those posts. And for this page, I have that option disabled. Also looking at post attribution, you can choose to post as the page itself, or in this case, I can post personally as the administrator, but I have it set up to post as the page. But I'd recommend as you create a page to look through these options, restrictions about who can post and who can see the page, and just consider these as you put your page together.
Welcome back. Hopefully that video was helpful for you and you've realized that creating a page is not a very complicated process. Why don't you give it a go now? Create a test ministry page. At this part of the video, we'd like you to do some activities to enhance your learning. You can do this individually or you can do it as part of a group. Activity 1. Consider a page that you've seen that is doing very well, that has a lot of fans, a lot of good interaction, and consider the elements that have contributed to the success of that page. The posts, the type of posts, how often they're posting, the followers, the theme and flavor of the page. This will give you a good idea in planning your own page. It's a good research project. Assignment 2. Maybe that you can plan 2 to 3 posts that would be suitable for outreach Facebook page for your target audience. Think about a call to action in your posts. This is also good practice. And lastly, considering the things that have been mentioned in this lesson, plan out a new Facebook page with a specific ministry purpose in mind. You might need to involve your organization and thinking even about having a team. In summary, one of the most important things for us to remember can be summarized in the following 4 words: research, plan, commit, pray. We can do all the research possible, we can do all the planning possible, we can commit with all our time and energy, but we can never pray enough. My encouragement to you is whenever you start a ministry, start a Facebook page ministry, that you pray, that you're committed in prayer, because the Lord will be able to do wonders as we continue to pray. Lastly, Facebook is changing at a very fast rate. New features are coming, old features are disappearing. We have to stay up to date. The other day when I came across this link, facebook.com/community/faith, and it said here, at Facebook our mission is to give people the power to build community and build the world closer together. At a time like this, our mission means more to us than ever before. So, through the COVID-19 outbreak, we know that faith leaders are grappling with the unexpected challenge of serving members who are concerned about gathering in person, and so we're committed to providing as much support as possible. So they created this pretty interesting tool called the Faith on Facebook Resource Hub. And basically there are some steps involved that page administrators can take so that they can build an authentic faith community on Facebook. There are a few resources here, especially this one Faith on Facebook Toolkit, which is basically a PDF document which talks about some of the things that we have mentioned in this lesson, such as Facebook, Facebook Live, etc. So it talks about keeping your members updated, building community, thinking mobile, and engaging with your members. So Facebook has done a good job to provide guides for us during these times so that we can do our Facebook page ministry well. And thank you for listening to this lesson.